Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to just go over the second paycheck of March. I am doing this because even though I do a monthly setup, things change in the first paycheck and I adjust enough to kind of warrant showing the setup and the changes for the second paycheck. So until such time as I have ironed out my budget and things proceed as expected, which, probably will never happen because that's life. I'll just continue to have these mid-month paycheck setups to go over what'll happen in like the next 2 weeks till the end of the month. So I've got all the numbers plugged in, and I have also reviewed my um, like my goals, and I actually want to go through that as well, just so we have a reminder of what this is all about. So let's grab our glasses and get right to it. So as I mentioned, I do want to kind of look at the financial plan. So I need to save for the vacation, and this is almost done. Even though I don't have all of the 2K that I need for the end of April, provided that nothing drastic happens, this will be good by the end of April. I haven't started my emergency fund yet, but that'll happen. And I've given myself a target date of December. I still feel like that's realistic, and I'm going to continue with that. The fully fund the sinks by June, that's going to be a stretch. Let's just see how that runs. Let's just see how that runs. I have already shifted all of my non-sinking fund payments to the checking account instead of the uh, credit card. So at the beginning of all of this, I felt like I needed to stop using my credit card as a tool because it was getting me into trouble, particularly when I had that balance. So I just thought, well, unless it's like a big sinking fund expense where I've got the sinking fund saved in the savings account and I'm just going to use that credit card because the money's not in the checking account, I'm just not going to use my credit card. And for the most part, I've shifted that, and I've had a couple of oopsies where I have forgotten that whatever payment I was going to make was set up as a default to the credit card because, that's what I used to do. And then I would pay it off at the end of every month. Um, I've made all those adjustments. I'm pretty sure that I don't have anything else that will just automatically default to um, the credit card. So I think this is actually taken care of. And then pay off the U.S. bank. I didn't give myself really a goal because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, and I'm still not completely clear. I still owe roughly $4,000, and I'll look at that in just a minute. I do have the new bill for this month, and it's roughly $4,000. I don't know what that is, but it'll certainly be within this year. I was hoping to have it done in April, but I don't think I'm going to make April. It may be May. We'll just have to see how things play out, whether I have some unexpected things like health issues come up or not. We'll just have to see. And then my medium term goals, and this is why I'm working on this. My medium term goals is this right here. This is the biggest thing that I'm working towards. I want to retire within the next 2 to 5 years. And working towards that, I'm not sure, given the volatility of the financial world right now. Oh, pardon me. Oh, we're just finishing up a cold, so occasionally I get a little tickle. Given the volatility, I have no idea when I'm going to be able to retire. Just I'm just unsure. So, I still work towards hoping to be able to retire in 2 years, but I'm I've already lost a lot of money in the stock market and in my long-term savings that I don't know that it's going to be possible. So we'll see how that pans out. But if I can't retire in 2 years, it's okay. I like my job pretty well, so it's going to be good. And then my long terms, I'm not even gonna. This is so far out of sight, I can't even think about that. So that's my financial plan. I just kind of wanted to review that and once again explain why I'm doing all of this. All right, let's go into the to do. Okay, so we are working in with this paycheck through the 31st. So it'll be all of this stuff right here. Okay. Let's go. Here we go. So the setup was going to be I would have a little bit forwarded and I would have my expected payroll, which I did. I'm basically going to go through this column right here, what I'm budgeting. I had a lot going on here, but it still doesn't amount to the same. Oh, excuse me. It still does not amount to more than what I have in fixed expenses in the first paycheck. It seems like a lot, but it's actually less money. The only other thing is the gas is coming out twice a month. I thought that might happen, and you can see it came out here on the 3rd, and it's also coming out on the 31st. But I think this will hit in the next pay period because I get paid on the 31st, but I'm not sure what it's going to do in April. I don't know whether it's going to be it's going to be the first or the last month, right? It's like it keeps fluctuating between months, so I'm not sure where this is going to land. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to pay this in the next paycheck. So this will probably be a 0 at the end of the month, which is actually good because I'm not going to have very much to put on my US bank account at the end of this month. I do have extra entertainment coming out. This is the first month that I'll be making the payment towards my season tickets. And you know what? Now I'm realizing I'm double. That's probably why I didn't have much coming out here. So what I'm doing is I'm counting the season tickets here and I'm counting the season tickets here. So I see this is a good thing why I'm doing this here. So this is actually incorrect. This is incorrect. So this could, I mentioned in my last video that in order to account for these extra healthcare expenses that I have, I'm going to reduce my entertainment budget, meaning I'm not going to buy or I'm not going to give myself the budget to purchase any games or any crochet patterns or anything like that for my entertainment or my hobbies. So I'm going to put that at 0. That is actually going to make things a lot different. So then I can add $150 to this. Excellent. I am so glad I found that. There is such a thing. So when I was going to school, I was doing computer science, and I was in my Java classes, and it's not gonna lie, it was a struggle. But I had this amazing teacher, and she used to say to the class that when you're having problems with your program and you're running it and you think it should be running and you don't know why it's not performing the way you want to, what you need to do is take a little rubber duck, put it on your desk, and explain the problem to the rubber duck. So explain it as if the rubber duck is going to understand what you're saying. So she said that when you do that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find the answer to your problem. So talking out loud, talking to someone like this, you're going to see things that you have missed before. So here, this is me talking to the duck, finding mistakes I didn't know I made, which is a good thing, I suppose. Anyway, sorry about that tangent. The next one is the water, and all of these are kind of the expected expenses that I have every single month. Was an adjustment. I changed my Netflix from the streaming service with no ads to the streaming service with ads, mainly because we're not using it very much, and when we are using it, it's this is going to sound really bad. It's the grandkids, and they're fine with ads. They don't care. They will get up and go to the bathroom. They'll get up and get a water or whatever, and it doesn't bother them. I can't be bothered with ads. So which is why I have YouTube Premium and Netflix, or I used to have Netflix with ad free. I just am not watching it anymore. And then I also spend the $3 to get the Amazon ad free. So yeah. For food, I'm going to still budget the same amount. As I mentioned, I'm adjusting the entertainment to account for the fact that I have more healthcare expenses, and I will have more healthcare expenses generally going forward. So I don't know how much I will need to adjust my monthly healthcare variable expense budget, but it will have to be adjusted. I just don't know how much this minute. And I'll continue to review what I'm spending and ultimately come up with a better number in maybe 2 to 3 months. I will have a pet care expense this pay period. I just need to get a couple of things that I don't get from Chewy. I probably will not spend on household, but you don't know when you might need toilet paper or when you might run out of. I think I am getting ready to run out of, you know, dishwashing pods or whatever. I do have 2 birthdays coming up. My son knows what he wants, and he just needs to go onto wherever wants me to buy it from and pick it out. So as soon as he does that, I will order his. I'm accounting for it here because I think I'm going to order it sooner rather than later. His birthday is at the beginning of next month. My daughter's birthday is also at the beginning of next month. I anticipate we will not get her present until after her birthday. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Their birthdays are within 3 days of each other. So I just need to account for these 2 things that I know I'll be purchasing for. My brother's birthday is also next month, but I don't spend any money on that, so I won't be including that in a gifting amount. And typically I spend $100, but I always go over, so I'm hoping 125 will be closer to the amount that I actually spend. I think I've spent $200. I've doubled my budget before, so I'm just trying to be more realistic in what that expectation is. So that's why I put in 125 instead of 100. So I did already move over 500 for the travel, but that's in the budget, and the healthcare is 100 for the budget. And the reason I'm moving over healthcare is because on April 1st I do have an optometrist appointment that I need to pay for, including glasses. And finally, I've done a little bit of analysis, and of course now that I've adjusted this, I could probably originally I had $500 at the start of the month where I thought I could do that. And I don't think I had the gifting included in the mix. So if I add 150 from 300, that might be 450. But I think what I'll do is I'll put 400. And that way, if I do spend a little more on the gifting, it's not going to really throw a wrench in all of these numbers. Okay, I think that's it. And then again, I just wanted to show that I had to make some adjustments. It's the middle of the month, and I had done this already, kind of penciled it in at the start of the month, but because of the adjustments the the things that have occurred at the start of the month, I've made a few adjustments along the way, and this is what it looks like. So that's pretty much it. I don't, let me just think, let me look at this. Yeah, this is, you guys have seen this page numerous times. Again, my balance on my glasses right now are 302.73, and my travel for the $2,000 expense that I have coming up at the end of April is now 1,500. So I'm going to be well on my way to that. I have high confidence that this is not going to be a problem. And just as a reminder to you guys, this is how I'm tracking what the balance is. So I have these, I'm using these transaction registers. And what I do is I'm just keeping a log in here as I put in and take out. As an example, when I was saving for the pet care, I was putting money in, taking money out, and this is how it will look. So right now I don't have anything in pet care, but I'll start working on that just as soon as I get in control of all this other stuff that's going on. All right. So that's how I'm kind of managing that. I think there might be a better way to do that, but I don't have it right now. I don't have that way just yet. And I'll just continue to, oops, I'm sorry, that's just blocking the screen. That's ridiculous. I'll fix that in a minute. Um, so yeah, I'm learning how to do this. I think this is the third month that I've used the budget by Paycheck Workbook. So each month I'm making improvements, making adjustments. So, all right. Well, I that pretty much covers it. If you've made it this far, consider putting a dollar sign as a comment down in the comments below. Consider liking or subscribing. All of that helps contribute towards growing the channel. Shows great engagement, and for some reason YouTube likes that. So the next video should be my weekly check-in next Saturday, which will be Saturday, the 22nd of March. So I will talk to you then.